Wife was laughing with another guy at a bar and didn't even introduce me. She just pretended I didn't exist. But when I started talking to two women, she got furious and said it was a totally different situation. My wife is 35 and I am 36, and we went to a bar last weekend for some drinks and dancing. When we got inside, I told my wife I needed to use the restroom and gave her some cash for the drinks. After I used the restroom, I find her at the bar with our drinks, and she is chatting with another man. I have no issues with this. I approach my wife, grab my drink, and try to join in on the conversation. I felt so awkward standing there as this guy had no idea who I was, and my wife didn't introduce me. So I stick out my hand to introduce myself as her husband, and the guy just blankly stares at me and give me a limp wrist handshake. My wife and the guy continue their conversation and discussing their favorite bars in the neighborhood. I felt like a third wheel there, and it felt like my voice was being ignored. I decided to leave those two to talk, and I approached two women also sitting across the bar and make friendly conversation. The one was wearing a band t-shirt of one of my favorite bands, so we were talking about that. My wife saw this and began giving me the death stare. She then left the guy at the bar and pulled me away from those two women. It was quite awkward. My wife and I discussed what happened. I explained that I felt like third wheel with her and the guy at the bar. They were ignoring the things I said, and she didn't even introduce me when I came up to them. I wanted to have some fun conversing with some new people like she was doing, which is why I started talking to the two women at the bar. I told my wife that her speaking with that guy and me speaking with the women are the same situation, except she did not even try to join the conversation I was in. It's not like we were discussing anything inappropriate. Literally, just music, specifically that band the women was wearing a t-shirt of. We have discussed this at length, and she claims they are totally different situations because I had to approach those women where she was already seated and the guy approached her. I am over this situation and ready to move on, but my wife cannot let it go and has been giving me the cold shoulders since that night. So Reddit, am I the asshole in this situation? Best comments. You have to signal to the stranger what the relationship dynamic is to prevent misunderstanding. Some people just don't understand this and think they live in a vacuum. Opie's wife understood it perfectly well. She flipped when he started talking to other women. She didn't introduce you as her husband because she knew the guy would have backed off if he realized she wasn't single. Her reaction, basically ignoring you, was her way of keeping him interested. It took you talking to other women for her to finally stop entertaining him. Well played, says this happily married woman of over 25 years. LOL. Did you flirt with the other women? There was no flirting involved. It was at max a 5-minute interaction until my wife dragged me away. I think you gave her a taste of her own medicine, but I don't think it's worth arguing whether you speaking to two women is in the same vein as her conversation with this random man. At its core, this is an issue about respect and boundaries. What your wife did was disrespectful to you. If this is how she behaves when you are with her, imagine how she acts when she is alone. Stay vigilant.